appropriate now and befitting that our minister representing the government of South Africa, the host government, the host country, comes and takes to the podium to welcome us to this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the President of the Pan-African Parliament, His Excellency Chief Fortune Sharumbira, the guest of honor to this parliamentary sitting, His Excellency Ambassador Professor Miguel Cesar Bembe, who's the ambassador of the Republic of Angola to Ethiopia. The Honorable Speaker of the Sahrawi National Council, the Honorable Hama Salama, who has really graced us with his presence, the President of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Francophone, His Excellency Hilarion Itong, the CEO of Auda Nepad, Your Excellency Madam Nardos Bekele Thomas, the CEO of African Peer Review Mechanism, Her Excellency Ambassador Marie Antoinette Rose, the Honorable Vice President of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, who's also a Member of Parliament in the South African Parliament, Honorable Sylvia Lucas, the Honorable Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly of Ghana, Your Excellency Honorable Bernard Ahiofo, Excellencies, representative of the Permanent Representative Committee that are here present today, Excellencies, ambassadors representing various member states here in the Republic of South Africa that have graced this occasion here today. I've seen several of them. The clerk of the Pan-African Parliament, Ms. Lindiwe Khumalo, the Secretary General of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, Ms. Buemo Sekgoma from Botswana, the representative of the diaspora, who have also graced us with their presence here today, our esteemed members of this parliament who were sworn in today that are new from the box. Can we welcome them with a round of applause? Members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it is with profound honor and a great responsibility that I address you today on behalf of the Republic of South Africa as the host country to the seat of the Pan-African Parliament that is taking place starting from today. As we gather here in this esteemed chamber, we do so under the banner of the African Union's theme for this year, 2025, which reads as follows: Justice for Africans and people of the African descent through reparations, close quote. Excellencies, this theme calls for our collective reflection and our united action and the commitment to a vision of reparatory justice and the restorative healing for all Africans and the people of African descent. I wish to appreciate the AU for having provided leadership in this year, 2025, where we need to address issues of reparatory justice, because this issue has always been a thorny issue every time when we participate with those that have been at the center of colonizing us as the countries of Africa. We are really humbled that the AU's leadership has elevated this matter, and we are hoping that we are going to find a lasting solution to all the people of African descent who have been victims of issues of slave trade and issues of colonialism. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we have noted with great concern the issues as raised by His Excellency, the President of PAP, Honorable Chief Fortune Sharumbira, as he was addressing us this morning. The issues of visa for all of you as you travel to South Africa, it has always been at the center of this 7th administration that is led by His Excellency, President Cyril Ramaphosa. And I'm pleased to report to all of you that there would be a visa waiver for all the African countries commencing from the 1st of October going forward. We are doing that with a conscious mind, bearing in mind that Africans need no visa to travel amongst each other as Africans. We are also humbled by the solidarity of the Pan-African Parliament with the South African brothers and sisters amidst the current geopolitical tensions driven by issues of tariff barriers and issues of disinformation that has been meted to the African countries, especially driven by the superpower houses that wants to continue with the unipolar world dominance as opposed to the multipolar world that we seek to build. And we need to assure you that we'll utilize our presence in several multilateral forums as the country of South Africa to make it a point that the voices of Africans are heard by those that matters the most. I must also applaud you as the Bureau in ensuring that in this August House, we make it a point that we live up to the values of this AU's theme that I spoke about, which is justice for Africans and people of African descent through reparatory justice. It is through your leadership, Honorable President, that we have seen the closer collaboration between PAP as an organ of the AU with the 6th region diplomatic missions and other strategic sectors that you continue to partner and collaborate with. This collaboration will ensure the unity as we collectively seek to advance the aspirations of the African continent and the African diaspora every time when we get an opportunity to do that. It is no doubt that the African Union has recognized the undeniable need for reparations as a means of addressing the centuries of exploitation, enslavement, colonialism, and institutionalized racism that has left deep scars on the African continent and its people generally. Hence, the time has come for the global community to confront the legacy of historical crimes that took place in the form of slavery and the slave trade and the transatlantic slave trade, and also issues of colonialism and apartheid. Honorable President and members, you should agree with the theme for reparations now, because the issue is not only on financial restitution, but the issue for us as African people is more about restoring the dignity of the African people, and also ensuring that Africans can heal from the wounds of the past, wherein we were subjected to those by the colonial powers that used to colonize us. We want to assure you that the reparatory justice can come to us in a form of apologizing, because it doesn't take anything away from those who were colonizing us to say to us that I am sorry. It doesn't take anything from those who used to oppress us to say, here are measures that we can utilize to make sure that we bring about unity of purpose so that we build a brighter future for all the people of African descent. We are going to make it a point that South Africa works very closely with the Pan-African Parliament this year in this theme so that we can address these issues of healing from the ugly past where we were colonized by those who were at the center of our colonial eras. South Africa is both proud and humbled to host the Pan-African Parliament session as we navigate the challenging times of tight fiscal conditions, and our commitment in supporting PAP has never wavered, Honorable President, and we'll do everything in our power to give you the necessary support given the limited resources that we are having. We are doing that, of course, in recognition of the importance of this institution and the work it does to represent people of Africa as a whole, and also the crucial pursuit of the African Union broader objectives. As we collectively confront issues of global challenges, from issues of climate change and the change on critical issues that continue to confront us as the people of the continent, we always say that Africa is rich with its mineral endowment. But why do we still have Africa that is so poor in the manner in which it is today? Can we start to be a continent that is self-reliant because of the rich resources that we have? Because without us exporting these mineral resources raw as they are, we can be able to build strong economies for the countries of this continent and be able to service our constituencies where we are leading them. Mr. President and members, South Africa is honored to be the presidency and the host of the G20 in this year, 2025, because we have taken the baton from Brazil last year. And it is an opportunity that positions us as a critical player as Africans in the entire global economic governance systems, and to also utilize our G20 presidency to ensure issues such as sustainable development, issues and also issues of climate change and global trade and debt crisis are finding expression in this year's G20. We really need to work together as countries of the Global South in addressing issues of debt crisis, because countries of the Global South often chooses between the issue of servicing the debts and also the issue of servicing their respective constituencies in their jurisdiction. We are going to utilize our presidency of the G20 to call for the reforms of the multilateral funding institutions in terms of these issues of debt management. And we are going to do that, of course, supported by the AU, because it is only in this year's G20 that we have admitted the AU as a permanent member of the G20, which is a platform that will provide all of us a space to ensure an alignment in terms of issues of priority that we need to drive together as the people of the continent of Africa. South Africa will use the G20 platform to advocate for an inclusive global economic order in collaboration with AU institutions, and we therefore invite the Pan-African Parliament to work alongside us in ensuring that African voices are not only heard but also acted upon in that multilateral forum. The Pan-African Parliament, working together with all relevant stakeholders, can play a pivotal role in shaping policies that can foster sustainable economic growth for all of us, where we need to deal with issues of reducing poverty for all of us in the continent of Africa. PAP can help drive Africa's economic transformation agenda, wherein we need to promote entrepreneurship and supporting small and medium-sized enterprises, and also promote issues of intra-Africa trade, where we need to trade amongst ourselves as the countries of one continent of Africa. Mr. President and members, the challenges before us are immense, but they are not intractable. Together, we have the power to shape the future of our continent by creating a just and an equitable and a prosperous Africa for all its people of African people. As I conclude, Mr. President, a call was made by the AU Assembly of Heads of States and Government for all stakeholders to commemorate the AU's theme for this year, 2025, in a meaningful manner. I must indicate to yourself, Honorable President and members, that there are various activities that are lined up in South Africa throughout the Africa Month to appreciate and celebrate this year's AU theme. In this context, the Department of International Relations and Cooperation will be collaborating with the 6th region diplomatic missions and the AU member state missions that have been hosted here in South Africa to host the Diaspora Week later in the second half of this year. These events will go a long way in making sure that we commemorate and concentrate on the outcomes to contribute to the reparatory justice mandate through tangible actions that we need to drive, all of us. I want to take this opportunity, Honorable President and members, to wish you well throughout your parliamentary engagements during your stay here in South Africa. And I want to thank you, Hakensa. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
That speech, we are very motivated. That speech, she knows the issues very well and articulates them very well. And we celebrate the free visa from 1st of October. We celebrate that. Right. And I think the world of Africa also want to thank Pan-African Parliament. We have been the leading force pushing for this. And through the Deputy Minister here, I think then maybe they say,